I need tissues.
Yeah, go ahead. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about our marriage story. We got married at 19 years old, so in society's eyes, that's very young. And we're just gonna talk you kind of through our wedding day and our thoughts leading up to that day and why we decided to get married at such a young age. So let's jump right into this video, starting with why we're even in Texas, and that was a big impact on mine and Steph's relationship. So currently, if you don't know, we're living in Texas right now. And it's all stemmed from my boss Jordan. You guys have seen him in our Christmas video. Babe.
What?
So basically he had texted or Facebook messaged me a year ago, and he asked if I wanted to come down and make some YouTube videos for different clients. That was a big decision in moving down here. That was the decision to move down here in Texas. So I didn't want to move here myself because I don't know how to take care of myself. That's a joke.
But it's kind of true.
Yeah, thanks, babe. And yes, I can take Steph down here as my girlfriend, but we both have a relationship with God. We believe in Jesus. I mean, it even says in our descriptions, like, if you've read this far, just know that Jesus loves you, and we just preach that. So we aren't gonna break our beliefs by coming down here not married. So that was a very big step into why we got married, was because of this job. At the time, people were asking me, is that the only reason we're getting married? And no, it's not, because
we were always dating to marry.
Exactly.
That was our whole base around our relationship, is we were dating to marry. So it's not like it was a complete shock when we
got engaged.
Yeah. Like, it was still kind of a shock for our family and stuff, because it happened so fast, and especially picking the wedding day so close to the day we got engaged was a shock. But we were dating to marry, so it's not like everyone knew that we were just dating to date
exactly.
each other.
Yeah, so that was something we talked about before we started dating. Like, hey, I date to marry, and I'm not just dating to have fun or whatever, I'm bored. We both knew that. And Steph is a warrior for even dating me. What? Yeah, so we dated for 2 years, right around there, right? 2 years before we got engaged.
We got engaged on our 2-year anniversary.
Yeah. Oh, wow. So
you should know.
I know. Sorry. Babe, what were your thoughts on this whole Texas thing, though? Because I remember you talking to me about it, and what was going on through your head when I was telling you about this Texas journey?
I was happy for you, I was really excited, but I was also scared because I didn't know what your decision was gonna be.
Yeah.
And if I was part of it, if that makes sense.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh, I never knew that. See what YouTube does to us? We learn from each other.
But that was the first time, because Jordan had asked Ted a year before we actually moved down here.
Yeah.
And Ted was like, no, it's just not the right time. I have stuff going on here. I have weddings scheduled for this year already. It's just not a good time. And then Jordan had followed up with Ted
a year after.
Yeah. Ted had decided that it was a good time, and he just prayed about it. And
yeah, for sure. And here we are.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just a really quick side note, we are going to be making videos about our past leading up to how we met each other, our dating life. It's a funny story. And then even what we've learned just being so young and far away from everyone else as a married couple. We're going to be sharing so many awesome videos with you guys. So make sure that you guys do subscribe to our video, because we're going to be talking about some fun stuff and getting really deep and in-depth in these videos, so you guys don't want to miss them. But going back to the story, so yeah, the first time I said no to Jordan because I just couldn't. A year really does do a lot to you. So I saw this as an opportunity to not only kind of experience life in a new way in a different state, but it was also a way to provide with a 9-to-5 job and to do what I like, which is making videos and editing. And Jordan's a great boss, and the team there is amazing, so I felt that it was the time to do it. Kind of got really, not tough between me and Steph, but just holy cow, now we're on a deadline. We planned our wedding in 2.5 months. So, so we got engaged on July 12th.
June 12th.
Shoot. So we got engaged on June 12th, and then we got married on September 1st. So 2.5 months.
It was tough, but we had so much help from our family and friends and church family, and we seriously could not have done it without all of them.
It kind of made it harder for us to leave because how much support we had. We still do have it, and they're still texting us and praying for us, they tell us. And our goal one day is to move back sooner than later because we love family too much to stay away from them. But yeah, so that's Texas. That's why we're here. That definitely did push our marriage a little further up, but thank God for us being ready for that because we were still 19 years old, which that's still very young. You're still learning about yourself, and it's cool because I've learned so much more about myself being married, but even like more about Steph. And wait, one sec, I'm gonna adjust this. I'm gonna adjust this really quick. Hey.
So, we're gonna talk about wedding planning now.
Why'd you just laugh at me?
I was laughing at myself. So now we're gonna talk about wedding planning.
For the third time.
So the whole time, like throughout our 2.5-month engagement, I was working full-time as a surgical assistant for an oral surgery office. And balancing work and wedding planning was probably one of the most stressful times of my life because I still had to go to work and make money to...
Do you guys hear that?
I still had to go to work and make money to afford the wedding and to put into savings for moving here. Yeah. So that was just really stressful, and we made everything for the wedding, like all the centerpieces.
You did.
All the decorations, and just finding the time to like squeeze that into our schedule was already really tough. And we had like 100 and something people there too, so it's not like it was like a super small wedding. We had to prepare for a bunch of people, so...
Yeah. So all that was super stressful, but it all worked out so perfect. Like, to this day, we still say, like, there's nothing we would change about our wedding day, and it all stems from our support and all the people that helped us.
So, after we got married, we went on our honeymoon for a couple days. I think it was like 5 or 6 days. And then after that, we were living at Ted's parents' house for a month and a half.
Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Dad.
Yeah, we're so appreciative of that, and it just made it, I feel like it made it so much more hard to leave.
Yes. It's okay, baby. It's okay, baby.
Can I get tissues?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, she gets sad at this part because she got really close with my parents, and we still are very close to this day, but it's like she was just getting so used to waking up and seeing everyone and seeing our parents and Soph, the baby, and just everyone was there. And then literally when we moved here, the very next day, there was no one, you know? Like, that's why it's so tough because we always had that love just waking up, and there was just so many people around, but now there's really no one. But now we've kind of mastered like we support each other so well now, so it's like we are each other's family, and we still talk to everyone back at home every day, but just knowing that there's no one physically here with you literally gets in your head a lot, and we can talk all about that in a different video. I don't want to dive into that right now because this video is going to be so long already. But basically, that was, I know for a fact that's Steph's hardest part. I remember as soon as we dropped my parents back off at the airport when they came here to help us move in. Thank you, Lord, for that. As soon as we dropped them off at the airport, Steph looked at me and she was bawling. I'm like, oh, what do I do? What do I do? And guess what? The only way I got through it was with my Jesus. That's the only way we got through anything, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, living with them, I feel like made it harder to leave, just for the reason that Ted said. The first week or two of living in Texas was definitely the hardest. I think I cried like every day.
Yeah.
For 2 weeks.
Especially when I wasn't home too, right?
Yeah. It has gotten 100 times better, and Ted and I are stronger because of it. We definitely see it in our marriage, like...
We know how to support each other really well.
Yeah.
Because when Steph's crying or like she knows I'm having a bad day, instead of us saying like, what do I do, and being to yourself, now we open up a lot now. So it's very good.
Yeah, because we know we're all that we have.
But yes, it is a very difficult thing to do. Not to be married at a young age. I mean, even that was it was different. wasn't difficult, it was different. Yeah.
We would have waited until we had either like a solid job or whatever to get married.
Right, and I didn't have a solid job at the time, so.
And the job I had just wouldn't have supported like
both of us.
Yeah.
And living in Chicago was expensive.
Yeah, so it just would have been impossible.
But yeah, that's pretty much where we're at right now.
If you guys have any questions about our marriage, our past, how marriage has been, just anything about like our personal lives, you can go ahead and just leave them in the comments, because we really don't mind sharing too much, just because we want to be as transparent as we can be with you guys, especially because we are so far away and a lot of our audience is like our friends and family back home.
A lot of those comments too, if you guys do have anything, will be made into videos, so stay tuned for those. But yeah, let's wrap it up here, because that's pretty much our whole journey. And if you guys do want to see our wedding film or engagement film, then you can't check them out yet, because we haven't uploaded them yet, but we for sure will sometime soon.
And that's the vlog.
Let's go.
So if you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And then hit that little bell icon next to the subscribe button after you have subscribed, so that way you don't miss an upload. And we'll see you next time.